Welcome back, race fans, to another edition of the Race Across America Daily Recap. I'm your host, Jarek Wilhelmsen. Today we had our Race Across the West start, also known as RAAM, and the solo start for RAAM. Oceanside, California was bustling with activity as racers from around the globe gathered for the world's toughest bike race. So let's get right into the action and check in with Brendan Martin to see how things got started.
Well, thanks, Jarek. Well, I'm standing here at Lake Henshaw at time station number 1, where the men's RAAM riders and the men's RAW riders are rolling in and checking in with the officials. Now, though it's been a beautiful day for riding, not too much to report in the first couple of hours. I had a moment to catch up with the head official, and this is what he had to say about the first few hours of racing.
Yeah, well, I mean, so far, day one on RAAM isn't like any other day. You know, there's a high level of excitement going on. We have different rules on the first day of RAAM, you know, just to keep things safer, to keep things spread out. We don't, allow close follow on day one because things get so congested. But so far this year, things are extremely smooth. All the riders have been prepared, the crews have been prepared. It's actually rather boring, which is good from our standpoint. But things will heat up. We know that Yuri, Gerhardt, Hooley, and some of them, they're going to be duking it out on the front end. And this is the parade lap right now. We haven't really started too much.
Well, the first day isn't really about who's in first or who's in last place. It's really about getting in sync with your riders and crew chief. I had a moment to catch up with a few crew chiefs at time station number 1 today.
Our first goal for the day should be 5 or 6 time stations. We want to go to Salome or to Conquest, and then we want to make a short rest, and afterwards we keep on going so that we get the cut at Durango time station 15.
Well, mostly is get the crew all, calm down and in a groove so that we can really race hard the rest of the race. Today's real nervous, and we've got 2 new crew people that have never done this event before, and so it's just kind of like keep everybody focused.
Well, that's it from time station number 1 here in Lake Henshaw. I'm Brendan Martin with RaceAcrossAmerica.org.
Thanks, Brendan. Great stuff. One of the best aspects of RAAM is the camaraderie between the racers, and we had a perfect example of this right before the race. So I put together a little story for you to illustrate this. Check it out.
And the race cap. That's your leader. Certainly would like to get her back behind. Perfect.
It's 1 vehicle and 3 crew members, so this is it. The pace vehicle is the support vehicle, it's the hotel, it's the kitchen, it's entertainment. Basically, we all arrived on Monday and all met Terry at the Dollar Rental to pick up the van, bikes on top. And, we head out on our way to Oceanside. I guess maybe 10-15 minutes on 405 on the freeway. We hear this noise and then this, and I turn and look and I see bikes bouncing on the 405, and unfortunately under a Honda. So we pulled over and regrouped, and all right, next thing, let's get to the start and let's see what we can find. Let's see if we can get on bikes at the start. Let's see if we can get help with these. Until we get there, we really don't know what we can do with the bikes that were bouncing on the 405.
Yeah, Kevin Kaiser from Georgia is doing the full RAAM, and I knew a couple of his crew members from cycling on the East Coast, and just went up, spoke to them, visited a little bit, and Terry, Trina, and Nick went back to the car, and after socializing with them, it just couldn't help but tell them our story and what was going on and what was happening, and they said, "Oh, you got to meet Phil." Phil owns a bicycle shop in Augusta, Georgia. So we gave him a call probably that night, one of his contacts, and then we talked to him Tuesday morning, and was able to go out there, pull some bikes off the shelf in the warehouse, had 2 bikes his size, and gave us full access to racks and tools, and we assembled them out there, and here we are.
The group of people that come together and work together, ride together, it's all about the bike, man. They just want to be on bikes and they want to help anybody else
right turn, Terry.
Get on bikes and stay on bikes. So it's a great group of folks.
It's tough for me to ask for help in my regular life, on a bike, and just a string of events that allowed it to happen. There's no words that you can express thanks enough. The only thing I can do to say thank you is to get the Durango and try to set this longest fixed gear time trial record on a bike I've never ridden before.
Great stuff, great stuff. I love this race. Let's check out our leaderboard. So the females are moving right along with number 376, Michelle Santojano, reaching time station 6 at 1 day, 2 hours, and 0 minutes, followed by Barbara Boutois on one of the recumbents, Sandy Earl, and Sabrina Brianchi, the other recumbent rider, who reached time station 5 with 1 day, 1 hour, and 20 seconds. Now jumping over to the males who just started today. Once again, Yuri Robics in first place, reaching time station 1 in just 2 hours and 40 minutes. He's followed by Gerhard Gulowitz, Matthew Warner Smith, Julian Sanz Garcia from Spain, Thomas Strebel, the American. Now let's jump to our Media One vehicle and check in with Jennifer Ann Wilson. Jennifer?
Well, Jarek, there was no shortage of adrenaline at the end of the parade route this afternoon. In fact, almost every rider careened down that bike path past the spectators and actually increased speed as they rounded that final 270-degree curve before they were asked to slow down by officials to cross the official start line. And man, it was so much fun to see some of those familiar faces out there on the course. But as you know, it is the RAAM and RAAM freshmen that add that extra special energy to the course. I got a chance to talk to a couple of them earlier. I am hanging out with Ross Mickey. It's about an hour-ish before go time. And Ross, this is your very first RAAM, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling right now? Do you feel like you've prepared properly?
I feel I'm well prepared. I'm a little bit nervous. You know, there's a lot can go on out there, and trying to keep my mind focused on just pedaling the bike at the moment.
Crews are so vital to a successful ride. Tell me a little bit about your crew.
Oh, I got a great crew. My sister, it's my sister Allison.
Hi, Allison.
I got my father.
It's a whole family affair.
It is, and my son, my 16-year-old son. He went to go look for some noodles at the moment. But brother-in-law, and then a couple of friends. So.
Well, I think at the very least, your family is going to be closer at the end of this than it ever has been in your entire life. So good luck, and we'll see you on the course.
Right.
Another fresh face traveled across the globe from the Down Under. Australian Matthew Warner Smith has a lot of race experience in the extreme cold, but will he be able to endure the intense heat as the mercury rises through the upcoming Salton Sea? Are you nervous at all about the heat?
Yeah, I am. I did the last 2 or 3 weeks. I've done a lot of heat acclimation, so riding inside with the heaters all on, trying to get used to the heat. You just take it as it comes. Everyone's in the same heat.
But what is your goal? What do you want to get out of this?
Have fun. Have a great adventure.
I'm Jennifer Ann Wilson for the Race Across America.
So folks, as you can see, we are in the midst of it. And we're going to continue to bring you stories from the field. And you know what? Stay tuned, because coming up this Saturday, June 12th, we're going to have our team start from Oceanside, California. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned, and we'll see you out there on the Race Across America.